David.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Over Coffee, our morning talk show, gaming talk show, where we talk about games or just about anything. So I guess it's just a talk show, not really necessarily a gaming talk show. Today is Monday, hooray, the 24th of May in the year of the apocalypse plus 2021. And I'm here with my co-hosts, Rich and John, and I'm guessing Doug might pop in. I guess we will see. And we'd love to have you like us, subscribe, follow, comment, give us a suggestion, whatever. Last night, I got a chance to play four, count them, with Ginger.
One,
Two
two, three,
games,
four.
two games of thank you for counting them. Two
Thank
games of Ingenious, a game of Seven Wonders Duel, and Wingspan. Love that game.
All right, so let's just be clear. That's 3 games, and you played
Yeah.
one of the games for 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 games.
4 games in total. 3 different game systems.
Just don't know.
John, did you get a chance to play some more Minecraft over the weekend, or something else?
Oh, he's on mute. So I played a little bit of Project Zomboid, but
Okay.
to liven it up for me, I decided I'm gonna recreate the map from Against the Giants. So I started doing that.
And how did it work out?
Oh,
so
well,
far?
it's going to take me a while to do because cutting down the trees to clear the area that I need exhausts your character, so it doesn't go as quickly as you'd want it to go.
Okay, right.
So,
Oh, so Against the Giants, the module from Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah.
Oh, so in Project Zomboid, wait, is there like an editor, or is there?
Well, I can build walls and stuff, so I'm just going to I'm just going to build the map.
Okay, cool.
Just because I'm bored.
Just because you can.
Just because I can.
I put a link up for Against the Giants.
I put
So,
it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't play Minecraft that much, but I did play a new game. I played Ocean. Ocean by the same people who did Evolution.
Okay.
So like you're creating different species of fish, trying to basically trying to survive from points to the other players. It was definitely different. Like it had a lot of themes and play stuff similar to Evolution, but still different enough that it was its own interesting thing. Like I think it's a very good complementary game.
It's a scuba diving adventure game, or
no, you play as fish and like you play traits on the fish, so all fish based.
So you play as a fish?
Yeah.
That's pretty. I'm looking for trying to find a link for it, but there's a lot of stuff under Ocean.
You type in Ocean, the game.
I typed in Ocean video game, and it came up with a ton of stuff.
No, Ocean the game. PC game. Ocean of games. No.
Yeah, because the Ocean the game came up with Ocean's the board game.
World Geography game.
Yeah. Ocean of Games.
Just look up Ocean's Evolution.
Ocean's Evolution. That's the keyword.
Or Evolution board game, /Ocean.
Oh, it's Evolution. A board game. I see it. Oh, duh. Yeah. Okay. It was right on the first.
So it's a board game. See, I thought he was playing. Well, you were playing.
I thought it was
on a platform.
No, I played with friends. I had a barbecue on Saturday.
Oh, okay, great. Okay.
He got together. Did you wear your masks?
No, because we were outside, but we also were all vaccinated. So.
Okay, that's cool.
Did you check everybody's card?
This is even though you're joking around, at least I think Rich is joking around.
I am joking around.
It is an interesting question because some people might ask for information like that. But Zynar says, is this Ocean's game a sushi simulator?
It is fish, so in some way, technically, yes, but not exactly.
Are they eating?
They are eating. Yeah, it's all about eating and getting the most food. It's interesting because you there's a lot of ways that the game can change. Like, it's try to explain it as briefly as possible, and I only said it one time. You have certain areas where the fish congregate to try to get the food from, and then you have uh, like variant. So it's like each game could have different variants on certain things that drastically change how the game plays.
I got
When
the
you
link.
start the game,
Oh, you got the
when you
link.
start, yeah, when you start the game, you're typically only allowed one card per turn, and also typically you can only take one feeding action per turn. That's not to say that your other fish can't get food by other means, but the actual act of eating or foraging, like, you're limited. So you have to find, like, how can I make sure that I'm getting species out there that are going to survive and not have their food stolen, while also at the same time keeping them fed so I get points. And it's like it's a very interesting dynamic balance.
Okay. By the way, I finished watching. I didn't realize this. I was for Love, Death, and Robots. I was watching second season. I didn't realize I'd completely missed the first season.
Did you go back and watch the first season?
I'm going to. I just finished the second season.
Oh, okay. Took you a long time. There's only like 6 episodes in the second season.
There's 8, and I'm busy.
Dude, they're 12 minutes long.
They're about 18 minutes long.
Some of them.
And I had lots of games to play. Anyway, if you have not seen this, anybody watching this later, Zynar, if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. I set up the Wikipedia for Love, Death, and Robots so you can take a look. But I will definitely be checking out the first season now, as long as they had the first season on Netflix.
They do have the first season because we just finished watching it yesterday. Okay. Again, my second time.
Your second? Wow, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it.
They are. They're very
you know what it bores me. What bothers me is that is there a way? Maybe there's a way, and I just don't know it. Is there a way to reset your viewing of a series? Because if you watch a series on Netflix, it never takes the video all the way to the end before it starts the next episode, right? It just starts the next episode. That's what happens. So
yeah.
If you watch through a series and then you go back and you try to watch through it again, it will always start you on that where it left you off the last time, which is
the credits or whatever.
Yeah, the credits. So you have to manually reset it, and then it doesn't always go through the series in order.
That's weird.
It'll just go. It just ends. Just play one. It's like one-offs, and kind of it's like I'd like to reset the series if I was going to watch it again.
Yeah.
To let it run.
I think if you watch the very last episode and you go all the way through, the point where Netflix stops on its own, it kind of deletes whatever progress you're at in the series itself. Because I've had that with Community. Because I've watched Community on Netflix, and when I got to the very last episode, once it kind of played all the way through, it then started like season 1, episode 1, like all the way back at the beginning. The thing that I find weird is that if you decide to go back to an episode that you haven't seen in a while, if you stopped the episode before, like without getting all the way to the end, it'll just pick up the episode where you left off. So it's like if you're like flipping around something and you start watching an episode and maybe you want to watch it again, it automatically just jumps you straight to, even if you stopped it in the middle of the credits. Like, because I'll do that sometimes, is I'll stop an episode and I'll go watch something before the credits finish. And it's like, great. Like, I literally I started this episode like 10 seconds into the credits, or just as the credits are playing out, and it immediately jumped to the next episode. So I have to manually go back and go to the other one.
Okay. For your.
Okay. Is it a little choppy?
No. I'm looking because it just told me. It just explained how I could do it. I found it online. So now
I think with Love, Death, and Robots, I think the second season, I think they're doing more episodes soon. I think they split it up.
You're probably right. Because it was short.
There was something like 18 episodes for the first one and only 8 for the second.
I'm gonna dip into my car really quick. Be one moment.
I think I could. I think I can. I have to be on the Yeah, I think I need to be on the web to do it. I think I could do it on the web. Because I think on the web you can pull up your viewing activity. It's telling me open your viewing activity on that profile, and then hide the icon episode or title you want to hide. If you hide an episode, you'll see that option to hide the entire series. Oh, and it's on the web. So let me check this out. Viewing activity. Oh, what am I doing? Go to Netflix. Dave, what happened to you? Did you go? Or did you say you
No,
needed to
I'm
come?
here. I'm
Oh,
here, but just off camera. To change the subject a little bit, how is the
why?
house? How is the house stuff going on upstate?
So I'm still waiting for the title search to finish. I called late last week, and the lawyer called me back and said, "There's no need to call. I'll let you know when it's ready. There's I ordered it last week, but we shouldn't expect it to happen that quickly." And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why? Why shouldn't it happen that quickly? You know?
Yeah, like what is? I mean, I bought a house before, but I don't remember. Well, what exactly is a title search doing? Just looking through the county records to see who owns it or whatever.
They want to yeah, they have to make sure that there's no
Oh, there's no like liens or anything.
yes.
I could actually explain that, yes, because I know exactly. It's you pretty much nailed it on the head, Dave. Title search is when you're searching through the what's called the recording. Every property has recordings on it, which is what the legal ownership is, whether it's a bank or whatever. And usually, it's not so much that the Well, Rich, let me ask you, who's doing the title search? Is it the county or the town doing the title search, or is it the bank?
My lawyer. There's no bank involved here.
Oh, but you have a lawyer. No,
Yeah.
no, no. The reason why
Who?
is because usually a third party is on the title. The town or the county doesn't really care who has ownership or not.
Right.
But the buyer wants to do a title search because you want to make sure that like nobody else owns this house, so they can come back and say, "Oh, legally, you actually can't own that because we have a lien on this still, or
Right.
this person never satisfied this, or you've got a conflict in the deed." So usually, the bank or somebody buying a property would do a title search because they want to make sure that everything is clean. That's why, like when the
Yes.
title search was happening, it's like I know there's going to be some third party, I just don't know exactly
Yes. Um. Yes. So that's what we're waiting for. The reason why we the reason why we like we were joking about it is because it's there's no house, right? It's just a piece of land. And the previous guy owned it for about 20 years. How many owners could it possibly have had?
how. Sasquatch,
Oh,
the
I did
Sasquatches who owned it.
I did not think of Sasquatch. Okay.
As I was leaving my house, hearing the Hendersons was on, so I just said Sasquatch on the phone.
that could that could actually be. Oh, here we go. Here we go. But this doesn't work. No, this doesn't. No, that's not it. I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find this before we leave. Go down to my profile. Okay. Oh, there we go. Viewing activity. Oh, look at that. Oh, nice.
I can't remember what it was. Like something I wanted to wait until after I got out of my house to talk about, and the thought unfortunately just went right out of my brain.
It went out of your brain.
Dave's probably.
Dave's just crazy.
I'm crazy. Why am I crazy?
Why not?
Oh, okay. Why not? Yeah, I cut out there a little bit when I get off the house Wi-Fi. So,
House Wi-Fi.
I did have a question though. Another thing, last night, I mean, I didn't get a chance to go. I think it was last night, or maybe it was the night before. The After Dark, the After Dark video game thing at that LA Retro was involved with at the Cradle of Aviation Museum. I heard it was a great setup. I don't know what kind of attendance they got, but I saw some pictures, people wandering around playing some of the video games and stuff. So
I didn't even realize there was an event. I thought I didn't know they were hosting something.
well, what it was it was really the Cradle of Aviation hosting it with their large selection of arcade games,
Right.
cabinet arcade games. But they invited LI Retro. They put up I think 6 consoles over there for people to play, and they took some pictures of people playing them and stuff like that. So it sounded like everybody had a great time that did go. They were talking about it on Slack a bit. So
I think that actually, the more I think about it, the arcade machines that are at the Cradle, I think, aren't they just retros? I thought the Creative Aviation only owned like 1 or 2 machines, and everything else was just stuff that they either stored there or allowed them to store there for the various shows that they host.
I got the impression that they were actually the Cradle of Aviation's machines, but I guess I could be wrong.
That's interesting.
Well, only because like I don't know why the Cradle would own arcade machines. Like they had because I know they had like a flight sim and stuff like that, and that I can kind of understand because at least it's somewhat tied to aviation. But like why would a museum own like a own like a Miss Pac-Man,
Yeah, and they've got a lot of the cabinets. They've probably got 30 cabinets.
Well, you know what happened, John, is that all these cabinets used to be installed in planes. So
no, they did.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. That's not a thing.
When they brought in the World War II plane into the museum, they removed a centipede from the console.
Yeah. That's really what they're doing. All these planes were all on autopilot all the time. The pilots were just playing video games. You just didn't know it.
Nice try, Rich.
Oh, well, I'm trying to squeeze it in there, right? That's why an aviation museum would have these.
Yes. No, I actually don't know who owns them now that you brought that up. I just assumed it was the Cradle of Aviation Museum, but I guess that could be a good question for Joel if we wanted.
Do we care?
Well, I don't know.
I'm just curious because we can ask. We could always ask.
We could always ask. Yeah.
So I spoke. What, John? What? You okay?
Oh no, I remembered what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
We want to pivot into that really quick.
Sure.
There's been some very minor, and I mean extremely minor, controversies in the animation world, but they have been kind of popping up left and right here. So there's some interesting stuff that's happening over there. One thing that recently happened was, have you ever heard of the show Amphibia? It's on the Disney Channel. Or so now it's like they put some of it on Disney Plus, but
no, I have not.
It's one of the newer ones. It's kind of like a comedy kind of thing, but they're doing that thing where it's like Adventure Time, where it's like mostly a comedy, but they have a lot more like long-term storytelling. Yeah, or just like long-term storytelling elements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were supposed to have their season finale like I think 2 weeks ago. And what ended up happening was they pulled it at the last second, but it still ended up leaking on the iTunes store. And the creators got really upset about it. The whole reason for the controversy was because of something that happens in the episode, which I'm not going to go into details on, Disney required that they put a content advisory warning up before the episode aired. Well, at least that's what the story on the internet goes, because I don't know if they could have just figured out something of putting a placeholder on themselves, but if not, like they're like, this is not going up unless we put a warning before we actually air this. And as a result, like the show basically disappeared for about 2 weeks before it came on. And then there's like, people kind of going back and forth over whether or not what happened on the episode is too extreme or not, or, people complaining about other stuff.
But if it was just a warning, who cares?
Well, because the stuff that happens in the episode itself, they're like, this might be a bit too much for kids. So, but like that at the same time, like that didn't happen when we were younger. And I don't mean to mean like boomer talk. I think it was just more like people were like, look, whatever we can get past the senses, as long as we're not, blowing a guy's head off with a shotgun on television, they just put that on there. I mean, granted, it's not like it happened on the Disney Channel, so maybe Disney's a little bit more protective about that stuff as a whole. But I think it was just Disney in a world where people are more sensitive, and probably more where Disney is more afraid of lawsuits. That's the reason why they wanted to cover all their bases for doing something like that.
Right. Well, no, but my point is why is there even a controversy about it? Because if you're just talking about slapping up a warning on the front of a, if somebody's going to watch the show, they're watching the show anyway. The warning is just there, say, hey, listen, we warned you. Like
that's what I'm saying. It's like I think it's just they just wanted something to protect themselves against arguments and stuff.
But you're saying that they put up the warning, or they added the warning.
Well, it's like they yanked the premiere and delayed it just so they could put the warning on.
Okay, so everybody was waiting for the premiere, excited about it, and then it didn't happen. Is what you're saying? Until a couple days later.
Well, 2 weeks later. But the other thing too, though, is that the episode still leaked on like iTunes, because even though they prevented it from going on television, a couple of like digital platforms still got it. Now maybe that might be because like then they kind of have their own control, so Disney maybe couldn't have like said, well, you're not airing this, you're not airing that. But the creators got very upset because they're like, well, basically, we wanted this to air, you guys forced us not to, and now all the stuff that happens in the episode is just going to leak on the internet anyway, thanks to the fact that they can still be viewable on such and such platforms.
Right. So it was spoiled. There was spoilers out there before the premiere on Disney.
Right.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. I can understand why they would get upset about that.
There's been some other controversies, like they started releasing clips of the new Rugrats show, and people online are like, it looks terrible, everybody sounds awful, it's just bad.
I don't think they should have remade the Rugrats to begin with.
Yeah, I don't know the reason. I mean, I know the reason why is because they think it's marketable, but like the thing that's weird is that like something like the Rugrats has been off air for so long, and it's not like it's like a household name.
Right.
That it's like, who are they banking on? Like hoping that hoping that adults were young enough to have watched it to then say, I'll put this on for my kid, but either be turned off by the fact that it's so different, or just put like, all right, like that's also like, I feel it's disingenuous because it's like I'm gonna just blindly watch whatever I'm familiar with, and my kid will do the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I agree. I don't understand why they would remake the Rugrats, because I watched the Rugrats. I don't think I found them humorous sometimes annoying, just like any other cartoon, but I never, like, they're not in my repertoire of go-to cartoons, right? I would never think to say, oh my God, let's go watch the Rugrats. I think there was no need to remake them. Just like there was no need to remake the Powerpuff Girls, to be honest with you.
Again, a lot of it's like the idea that like people need content, but it's like what's marketable versus what's like what people perceive to be marketable. There was an interesting thing that's going on Twitter that kind of ties into this as well. That because people were pointing out like watch people learn the wrong lesson from this. And what the article was, and to be fair, it might have been old, like it might have been from last year or whatever, but it's like Demon Slayer, which is a popular manga, and it's like Demon Slayer, the manga, sold more than the entire comic book industry. Like, and I don't know if that means if it was the best-selling title, or if you combine every single comic book on the market and you add them all together, Demon Slayer still eclipsed all that. Like, I'm assuming that that's probably what they mean. But I mean, I can understand, because if you have something that sells like, over 1 million copies, and you have its comic book, even the big sellers nowadays, they'll be lucky if they crack like 100,000,
Well, I think I think that one was really popular because because they went to series and then they did a movie.
Well, wait, but the movie itself is just the movie was just a quote unquote second season of the anime, just condensed in a movie. They're like, rather than
Yes.
spread this out over 12 episodes,
Yeah.
we'll make this right. So
So, all right. So we got to catch up with Zynar. So Zynar said, going all the way back to the owner of the property, he said, "I will have Bigfoot adventures." And then talking about the arcade game, he said maybe because the arcade games are flights of fancy.
boo, boo.
And then for this is old cartoons dropping pianos on people is bad. We need a disclaimer for that. I don't know if that's bad, but okay.
Well, dropping pianos on people is bad, whether it's in
sure?
a cartoon or not.
What if it's a baby piano?
How many people own pianos nowadays? I don't think it's an average kind of purchase. That even if somebody's like, "Oh, I want to do that," how? Like, where are you getting a piano from?
And then you got to lift it so you could actually push it on somebody's head.
I mean, you could maybe like hit somebody with a Casio keyboard, and it will probably hurt, but it's not going to kill them.
True.
They'll just probably be more upset.
Well, it depends on how high up. Second floor, you might hit him on the head. He could kill him.
So are you saying the modern version of a cartoon of a piano falling on somebody's head on the sidewalk is like toss a Casio keyboard out the window?
So, interestingly enough, The Amazing World of Gumball did an episode just like this, where Darwin.
Yes, I remember. Like Darwin's trying to clean up like TV or something.
Yeah, he calls the cartoon. He calls. They were showing the Coyote and Roadrunner. He calls him up and says, so no anvils. He's like, where's a kid gonna get, or something like that, or no dynamite. Where's a kid gonna get dynamite? Oh well, you don't care about your customers. Like, no.
Acme.
Yeah.
Acme.
So it was funny.
I've got to run, but
where are you gonna run? Oh, so then bring us home. It's 6:59.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. So let's see. It's Monday. You got your show tonight? No, John, you don't, because we got our meeting, right?
I mean, I technically do. Technically, the show's supposed to happen tonight, but I don't know how it's going to shake out.
Okay. So John's show might be at 9, or maybe starting a little later, 9:15, because we got a meeting. Oh no, our meeting's at 9. So why did we do that? Anyway, whatever.
I thought this was an off week. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, maybe we're wrong. Okay. So anyway, hope everybody see you Wednesday morning at 6:30, and I hope you give us a like, follow, subscribe, and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Doug? Oh, wait, he didn't show up.
Oh, he's packing.
Oh yeah, he's packing.